Good morning to my nephews and nieces from all around the world. How are you doing today? Now, today we are celebrating 57 years of internal self-governance from the British here in Kenya. And most African countries are just around the same. They have also been governing themselves for about 60 years or so. And therefore today I want us to ask ourselves a few questions as a continent. Yeah? Do we have much to celebrate? 60 years after gaining internal self-governance. Do we? Yeah? The first thing that we shall talk about is debt. Most African countries are heavily indebted to Western and lately Eastern powers. Yeah, we owe a lot of money to everyone. In Kenya, for instance, debt currently is 60% of GDP. That's a very high figure. Yeah. This simply means that out of every $100 that we earn as a country, $60 goes to debt repayment. Does that sound right to you? The Bible says that the borrower is slave to the lender. So simply put, African countries are slaves to their European and American and Chinese masters. Whether we like it or not, that's the case. The borrower is slave to the lender. Are you okay with this situation? Yeah? Do you think African governments can be run without incurring heavy debt from foreign powers? Let me know in the comment section below. The other thing that we shall look at is the fact that African countries import almost everything. In Kenya, we even import toothpicks, which I find to be very ridiculous. Yeah? 60 years of governing ourselves as a continent, and we buy everything from other countries. Look at all these vehicles. Look at all these trucks. Yeah? All of these are imported. Look at the vehicle I'm driving in. This is a Japanese vehicle. We gave money to Japan. Look at the fuel that is propelling my vehicle. We import that from oil-producing countries, mostly Saudi Arabia. Just here where we are passing right now, all these vehicles, think about that. We who claim to be a poor continent give out all this money to developed countries. Yeah? That is more money to Japan. I don't know what that truck is. That truck is a Mercedes. That is money to Germany. And we are very proud of ourselves here. When I buy a Mercedes-Benz in Africa, I feel like a serious person. I don't realize that I'm just taking money away from my continent to another continent. Yeah? Big Japanese SUV there, the Toyota Prado. What will it take for Africa to start manufacturing what it uses? What will it take? What will it take for all these cars to be African cars? I want to import vehicles from Senegal. Yeah? I'd be very okay with that. Does this situation seem right to you? Let us know in the comment section below. The other thing is that after 60 years or so of internal self-governance in Africa, we have our brothers and sisters from all across the continent struggling, selling their plots of land, their family ancestral land, and anything else they can put their hands on to raise about $2,000 or $3,000 to be able to make the dangerous Mediterranean crossing into Europe. It depresses me every time I see that. I'm like, what are we doing so wrong that our people are better off risking death in the Mediterranean in some makeshift boats just to get away from our continent? Is this right? Do our African leaders look at this? Do they look at it and wonder, like, what's going on? Yeah? What will it take to create opportunities for our own Africans in Africa? What will it take for us to create opportunities for our young African brothers and sisters so they don't leave the continent in inhumane conditions? Yeah? Only to go to Europe and live in more inhumane conditions. What will it take? I think we have a lot of work to do as Africa. We have a lot of work to do as a continent. But I believe it's very doable. I want the day when Europeans will be taking those makeshift boats to come to Africa, to come and look for opportunity in Africa, because we'll have our shit together. I long for that day. But that day will not come unless we act right as Africans. That day will not come unless we think differently. But what will it take? What will it take to develop our countries to the point where we are proud to be African? Right now, as I prepare this video, the riots are going on in the US because of the death of George Floyd in the hands of a policeman, in the hands of a racist policeman. Do we want our brothers and sisters from Africa to go to these Western and Eastern powers and be treated like trash? Is that what we want? Or do we want to build our continent to the point where there is no need for people to leave the continent? That's a choice we have to make. Look at our top talent. Look at our best doctors and engineers and pilots. What is the first thing that African talent does? The first thing that African talent does is leave. African talent leaves. We have some of the best African engineers right now in companies such as Apple in the US, helping to build their economy, while everything goes to the dogs in Africa. Yeah? What will it take to keep our African talent in Africa? I don't know. Tell me in the comment section. What do you think it will take to keep our top talent in Africa? We have a lot of work to do, my friends. In my view, there is not much to celebrate yet. We have so much work to do. So yeah, those are just a few thoughts that I had on this day. Just a few reflections. And I hope we as Africans can reflect on these things. I think we need first to suspend all our celebrations for independence and internal self-governance and all that, and first get our ducks in a row. First build our continent. Make us proud to be Africans. I believe it's doable. What about you? What are your thoughts about this? Please let me know in the comment section. And then like this video, subscribe to the channel. All the good things as always. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And yes, we'll keep talking. We'll keep talking about Africa and our place in the world and how we can do better. So yeah, have a good day ahead and see you around, man. Cheers.